your time in the salon. You
You
know,
still
I'm,
feel
But
good.
Bill
That's right.
wasn't a big jerk. He was fabulous.
He wasn't.
And he still is.
Exactly. Well, and he wasn't. But sometimes that happens. Let's talk about gifts, okay? I want to ask you all: Do you think that the amount spent on a gift comes with an equal expectation? And I'll ask you first, Cindy, because I know Steve wants a little break here.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so tell me
Maybe
how so.
Um,
If he buys you, let's say he brings you 2 dozen roses. We know about. I mean, we know about what that costs. So would you think, oh, this is the first date, he brought me 2 dozen roses?
what does he expect?
Yeah. Would you think that? I mean, would you think that?
Possibly.
Really?
Maybe.
Joe, when you buy a gift for a woman on a first date, whether it be whatever, do you come with expectations? Tell the truth now.
Not really. It depends on why.
Not really. Good answer.
It depends on the other party answer. It depends on why I buy the gift. you
Well,
know.
why? If it's a first date and you never met the person, but hopefully you've talked to them for a long time on the phone, I would think you'd buy something reflective of what their personality is. So if you buy roses, do you think, well, gosh, I spent $50 on these roses, so she better, whatever?
I wouldn't. Well, personally, I wouldn't probably buy a gift on a first date because I wouldn't want someone to think that I'm trying to buy their friendship or buy their time. So I probably wouldn't. If we talked on the phone, I don't think a gift on a first date would be something. I think the date itself should be considered as a gift. You know.
No, you didn't.
I mean, so we don't get into materialistic things, basically.
We went to a florist and gift shop so that we could find out more about gifts and find out about the economics of bringing flowers and buying gifts. This is what we saw.
You can do something special and perky and wonderful for as little as $12.99, $15.99, and make a statement. You can do something fun or silly, or you can just get really exotic and do something in the $75 to $80 range that people will be talking about for weeks. Roses indicate passion, fire, warmth, so red roses are a typical choice for a first date. You don't want to necessarily overwhelm the date or you know, make them think that you're buying their attention. So I think even on a first date, you could do something as simple as a gourmet wine and cheese, carry that in. You could do a single red rose wrapped in tissue. We can do a really cute basket for about $35. We can do a really nice basket for $100. I think even on a first date, the fact that you were thoughtful enough to go by the florist, your local florist, and do something a little extra, a little out of the ordinary says a lot about who you are.
Take her by her gift afterwards.
Well, I love that. We're back to the flowers, gifts. That's a good thing, I think. Steve, I know you disagree.
Not necessarily.
Okay,
Not necessarily.
but we're still talking about first dates. So in a first date situation, do you feel that it's inappropriate to bring, a single rose, come on, that's, a few bucks. So it's not.
You know what it comes down to? It comes down to what your experiences are. And sometimes I might have the urge to do that, and then sometimes I'll have the urge to do it, but I stop myself and say, don't do it.
Why?
I'll tell you a story.
Make it short.
I'll make it
It's only
short.
an hour show.
Make it short. When I was living in Houston, I went on a first date with this girl. We had a great time, and I figured I'd get her not a red rose, a yellow rose, because yellow kind of means
rose.
friendship.
Yeah.
And so we got done with the date, and I had the rose hidden in the car. Now, in Houston, it's a little hot. Okay?
It wilted. Don't tell me you
wilted.
ever wilted rose.
It wilted. But it's the thought that counts.
Not if it's wilted.
No, don't do that.
No. So she didn't like it. She complained.
So I showed her the rose. She goes, "Oh, God, what did you do with that?" And after that, I said, no more.
No, but the lesson from that, Steve, is don't leave the rose in the car, not don't buy a rose. We have a question in the cafe.
My question is for Steve. Now, you stated that on the first date, if someone is meant to the salon, you think that it's great, just don't ask you to pay for it. What if you guys have been dating from 2 to 3 months or something like that, and you know that she's a hard worker and she barely gets any time to take care of herself? Would you pay for it then?
Good question.
Yeah, I might chip in. Yeah.
You'd split the bill with her.
Depends how much it was.
Okay.
A fingernail maybe.
And Maxine, let me ask you, when you buy a gift
Yes,
for a gentleman that you're dating,
yes.
how do you determine how much you'll invest in the gift?
That doesn't
Do you,
matter.
I mean, do you think about it? Does it have a reflection on how much you care about them? Or,
Well, it's the person, what they like, and that makes the difference. And if you have to put a little more into it because of their particular likes, that's okay.
right.
Because if you put your relationship in terms of monies, and okay, if I do this, he must do that, then I think you've lost the relationship before it even starts.
What do you say?
Yeah, I agree.
And I think too that if, I would say that if people didn't care what you spent on a gift, then they wouldn't put the price on the back of the gift of the greeting card. Have you ever seen people?
First thing, hey.
They turn it around. What was, Steve, we'll ask you this since everybody now has right under your name, probably
Yeah.
Chief Guy.
Yeah, lady.
Let me ask you, what's the most expensive gift you ever purchased for a woman?
Oh, I took my ex-girlfriend to Florida for New Year's Eve and paid the whole thing.
Which was how much? Give us a rough idea.
$600-700.
Steve, you
That's a
did
good
that?
figure. What about you? What's the most expensive gift you've ever purchased for a boyfriend? Or,
A few $100s.
do you see the little inequity, woman, man? What do you think? How about you, Joe? And don't feel pressured to say $800.
I don't.
It's not an auction.
It might around $500 maybe.
What'd you buy for $500?
It was only one time.
He learns quickly.
How about you? How about you, Maxine?
Well, for Bill's birthday, I couldn't be in New York, so I called my friend and made arrangements for 4 of them to go to dinner. I mean, that's terrible when you have another woman sitting in for you. I made sure she wasn't as attractive. But anyway,
That helps.
well,
Do a dinner in New York, that was what?
hey,
Yeah, it wasn't cheap, but
Yeah,
I
no,
know
it wasn't
$500,
cheap.
$600. Had to be.
yeah, but it was worth it because Bill, when I go to New York, he takes
And-
care of all my needs. I stay at the Taj Mahal, as I call it, in a suite. He takes care of it all.
So it's equal. I mean,
Sure.
he does it for you, you do it for him.
Sure,
So there's
but
nothing wrong with
we
that.
don't look at it that way. A gang, I think it's according to
The relationship.
Sure.
You always hear that it's the thought that counts. It's a thought that counts. But what do you do when you're dating somebody who has a different idea of what a nice dinner is? I'm going to ask you, Sid. I think it's more of a woman. I'm taking you out for a nice dinner, and then you end up somewhere that you don't consider nice.
What would I do in this situation? I would just try and have a good time and go with it and
And also, don't you
try and
think?
make a good time of it.
And don't you think in a relationship you have to understand that is subjective? What I consider a nice dinner might be different than what you
Right,
consider a nice
exactly.
dinner. So communication is what's going to make the difference. 'Cause
You might want to discuss what he thinks is a nice restaurant before on the way to the restaurant.
when we come back out of this break, we're going to talk some more about dollars and cents and get some more questions from the cafe. So fill up your coffee and stay tuned.
The male emperor penguin of Antarctica balances his unborn offspring on his feet for weeks in sub-zero temperatures. Then, after it hatches, he provides shelter for the chick in a fold of skin and feathers. If the father is unwilling or unable to do this, the chick will not survive. Just a reminder how important it is for fathers to spend time with their children.
Years old. I have an 11-year-old daughter, and I've been widowed for 6 years. I'm ready for a relationship. I'd like to meet a nice man, close to my age, not somebody too old, somebody in shape, kind, likes children, somebody with a sense of humor, likes to work out, likes to play tennis, of course, financially secure. So it's not like I'm going to be needing somebody to support me or anything. I'm basically looking for a companion.
Hi, and welcome back to Singles Talk. Well, now we're going to talk about the economic decisions, the real dollars and cents